Food, water, a safe place to call home. No matter who we are or where we live, there are basic needs that we all share. We have a right to the things we need to live our lives to the fullest. And if we have a right to these things, then we have a responsibility to make sure others have access to these important things too. In fact, it's part of our Catholic faith. St. John the 23rd wrote, "To claim one's rights and ignore one's duties is like building a house with one hand and tearing it down with the other." St. John the 23rd is reminding us that we're all part of one human family and that we're responsible for one another. It's our job to make sure we each have what we need to live the lives God calls us to. Meet Kumba. She lives in a small town in the north of Sierra Leone. She's 12 years old and in the 5th grade. She works hard to help her family through chores and through her studies. In Sierra Leone, students like Kumba are exercising their rights and responsibilities by going to school. Ensuring that young people receive their right to a good education is essential to the future of Sierra Leone. For Kumba, it isn't enough to simply receive a good education. She wants to do more. She wants to help her community.
School is important because when I grow up, I want to be a nurse.
In a country that's still recovering from a brutal civil war and a recent outbreak of Ebola, young people like Kumba will play a big role in rebuilding their nation.
Nurses treat people in hospitals, like during the Ebola crisis. Nurses help sick people get better.
Because education is a right we believe all children should enjoy, CRS is working to ensure that students come to school and stay in school. To accomplish this, CRS gives a free lunch to students in schools across Sierra Leone. That's 32,000 children a day. These lunches mean that students can focus on their studies and not on their hunger.
Through the Food for Education program, we really have an opportunity to respond or to act in accordance with the Catholic social principles and help students we work with to understand that they have a responsibility not only to their society, not only to their families or their communities, but to the nation at large.
We can learn a lot from young women like Kumba. Our rights, including education, are not to be taken for granted. We have a responsibility to ensure that everyone receives a good education, and we have a right to use what we've learned for the common good of our human family. Learn more at crsricebowl.org.